you're a photographer. You've done some major projects in the past.
Yes.
So,
Correct.
Before we get into all the projects and stuff, let's get into like how you got into photography and the art of it, because I don't think people really ask you that sort of question about the art of photography and stuff.
Not really much the art, but the actual thing on how I got into it is a very common question. So I originally started off with filming.
Yeah.
So I did more filming, and I worked with my friend's old production company called Touchgate Entertainment. So shout out Anton and my friend Mustafa. So I was with them back in college days. Like me and Anton used to do a lot of stuff like little low value production stuff. And then one time we were just doing our thing I think in 2014, and then end of 2014. It was like when I started uni, like applied for uni, I was about to be on first year. So student loan kicked in, and I was like to myself, cool, let me not be stupid and spend this money on very, very like unappreciated stuff.
Yeah.
Let me get my own gear.
Yeah.
And let's see where it flows. So at first, you know, I got my first camera, which was a Canon 70D. Bought myself a flash card and everything, and then bought myself my first lens and the Tam 170 to 300, which is like the most basic zoom in every startup person gets as a photographer or cameraman. So then after, it was so funny because me and Anton kept going out and that, and then we just done our thing, and like, we were doing like architectural photography for a bit and just exploring. So one day, one of my good old mates from my old area where I used to live in Ilford, good friend of mine, Zubair. So shout out Zubair as well for this, because I don't think he understands how he helped me with this opportunity. So obviously one time we caught up, he moved out of the area, so he doesn't live in Ilford no more. Likewise, he lives in Vauxhall. So caught up, he was like to me, "What are you going to study in uni?" That, bro, how's things? How's the family? I said, maybe if it's cool, man. And he said to me, "Bro, random thing. Do you know an artist called Paige Cakey?" And I said to him, like, "Why? What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, do you know she goes to my gym?" And I was like, "What?"
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, I do personal training for her and her sister." I was like, "How the hell did that even come up?"
That's a good mate, yeah.
And then I was like, "Do you know what?" I said to him, "Cool, like, do me a favor, get me an email of it. Even though I don't have no portfolio, just get me an email." And he said to me, "Cool, like, for you, because you like my bro, I'll do anything." So he went up to her, spoke to her, got an email from her, her normal actual email that correlates with her manager as well.
Yeah.
So then I messaged Paigey, and then I spoke with Anton. I was like, "Bro, we should do just like a music video for free, because we got like some gears on that from our university and the access as well. Let's just take opportunities for that."
Yeah.
And then I remember, when was it? Yeah, it was end of 2014. So Paigey got back, was like saying, "Thanks for like the interest, blah, 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 everything." She was like, "Can I see your portfolio of her videos?" And this was like, great. How do I solve this situation?
Yeah.
So Anton, kindly of him, was like, "Bro, just use the Touchgate showreel." I was like, "Bro, no, I can't be doing that." He's like, "Bro, you got some footage on there that's yours." He goes, "Take it, use it, and let us check it." The showreel was very good, like very, very creative. And then we sent it off to her. She got back to us. She's like, "Listen, the showreel's so sick, blah, blah, blah. Let's plan something and let's see what we could do." Then she sent me a tune with her Bonkers originally. She had a song with Bonkers called "Tell Me," which then later on, Bonkers didn't feature on the tune.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know what happened. So then, obviously, I didn't know Bonkers at the time, but I knew he was hot back in those days. So after, we got back and forth. And then, because I was like getting into my photography thing so much, Paigey randomly posted something on Instagram. "I need a photographer for my birthday party because my other photographer dropped out." And I was like, "Do you know what?
It's the opportunity.
Let's take the risk.
Yeah.
You never know." So then I emailed her and her manager, Samira. They said to me, "Cool, like, let's check what's good." They never got back to me. I was like, "Yeah, that means it's a no. It's a definite no." Then the day before the thing, she was like, come at 10 p.m. at Holloway at some club, and then we'll bring you in." And I was like, yes.
That's the opportunity,
Like, at first, when you meet these artists, the adrenaline of excitement builds, like, you're so excited.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh my God, it's Paige Cakey. I'm going to meet Paige Cakey," type of thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, she said to me, "Oh, the event finishes 10 to 5. I was like, "Oh my God,
That's a long
10 to
shift,
5.
yeah.
And the thing is, I wasn't used to doing those type of events because
Yeah.
I never like got into that world just yet. This was like me entering that world.
Yeah.
Let's just say. Then after, Anton was willing to do some filming. So Anton was like, I don't want to leave you by yourself, so let's come together as a group. So then me and Anton went there, done our thing.
Yeah.
We got in, like, as there's a thing where they say black people always comes late.
Black man time.
Yeah, she came 3 hours late to the event, which I didn't understand that whole motto, whole motto thing. I was like, okay, this is the first time to me. And then she came 3 hours late. That day was sick. Chip was there, Merkston was there, Wretch, Miss Banks, when I never knew who she was. Karma Cruz was there. And then obviously her family were there. And then I was very like low in confidence that day because I was so shy. Then I met one of my very close boys that night, a guy called Risky Javan. So shout out Risky every single time. Like Risky was the first guy to bring me on his journey into like the music thing, and then he opened me to the world of the industry. So then I remember Risky was just chilling there with like his brother and his boys, like vested, tattoos all over his body. I was like, okay, this guy's kind of intimidating me. Why is he calling me over? And then he called me over. He's like, yo, bro, come here quickly. I said to him, yeah, what's good? And he said to me, oh, take a photo of me and Amanda, please. Took a photo, checked, he's like, bruv, this is wavy. Are you mad? And he said to me, how long you been doing photography for? And I was like, this is my first day. He's like, what? He goes, bruv. He goes, give me your number. We'll talk, innit? We'll talk. And then we spoke over the phone so many times. We spoke. And he told me, like, cool. I live in Ladbroke Grove. I lived in Edgware Road, so we were super local to each other. So then I kept going back and forth to his house, doing freestyles for him and his boys. Because obviously he grew up with Akel from West End, he grew up with Angel, all of them lot, and the whole like West London lot, the Trap Star boys and all of them. So Risky and his brother Shah obviously had their own house. So they always bring Manda and they had their own studio at home. They always do their thing. So then Risky was taking me to a few events, doing his thing, and then just letting me know what's good. Through Risky, I met another talented artist called Shay Lingo. Shay's a very talented wordsmith, lyricist artist, like from South London, from Wandsworth. Extremely talented boy. Like the guy is just so sick. So he introduced me to Shay. Shay brought me onto his thing. And then before even Shay Lingo, at Box Park, Shoreditch, I don't know if you remember, they used to do those acoustic Sundays sessions with Grey Wolf. So with my boy Q, who organises that. I met Nathan Hector that day.
Oh, nice.
And then I approached Nathan because a lot of people were telling me, approach Nathan, he's on the come up type of thing and he's popping. Then Nathan's like, bruv, like, if you want me for a film, I got to charge you for this price and that. And then I know for like to his own self, he was thinking, who the hell is this Neek? Do you know what I mean? Then I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. And he still gave me his Instagram before, and then randomly just messaged me. He's like, bro, what's your number? I want an opportunity for you. So then Nathan called me that day. Was like, bro, I need you for some behind the scenes thing for like a promo shoot we're doing for like a new TV series, or should I say an online series called Brothers in Suits. I need you to come down and take some photos behind the scenes. Went down, done my thing. First time I rolled with Nathan that day. Ever since that, man, like Nathan's bringing me to like shows left, right and centre, hosting premieres as well. Like obviously he's done The Intent. He's on The Intent 2 now, and obviously he's done the Weekend movie. So Nathan's a very hard, dedicated worker. Then ever since like, following his journey, like he's taught me a few gems about life, like how the industry goes. Like no one only gives a damn about you till you reach it to a high level, and no one owes you anything, type of thing. So like learning from Nathan and observing for like him, my boy Risky and Shay Lingo. Obviously, who else as well? Who else did I forget? My boy Seshi from I Am Next platform. Shout out Seshi as well. So Seshi brought me to the whole events life of photography because he does his own events, and he got me to meet artists like House of Pharaohs, S&E. He was bringing on these people, Kadiata as well, couple other talented guys that I still see and know today. So I follow Seshi's journey as well, like born a hardcore hustler. All those guys I mentioned are hardcore hustlers, and ever since there, that's how I jumped into the whole photography game.
I hear you on that, man.
Yeah, man.
You talk about like the power of opportunities and connections. You've been a lot of connections and opportunities in the game. Like, how does someone entering that world sort of gain that sort of exposure? Because you've worked very hard to get to where you are. And you've had to sort of adapt very quickly to different people's requests.
No, for sure.
So like how would you advise someone who's come into the game to like learn their skills and sort of get the opportunities?
Right. So there's things that I follow by. Your network is your net worth. Go out there, and network.
Yeah.
You're never ever too afraid to speak to someone you don't know.
Yeah.
That person could be your best mate, or they could be your best person to connect to someone else in life.
Yeah.
But even before networking, start off by just going out there, go on social media, creating an Insta account. Trust me, follow certain events people that do events, and even people like across you. If you got talented music, like if you got a bunch of talented people around you that do music, or they're upcoming in the game, anything that's creatively related, follow the journey. You don't know where their height of journey is going to take you as well.
Yeah.
And then follow them, see where it takes you as well, broaden out your skills, network with the people around them, and then just branch out everything that's beyond your beyond limits, let's just say. Because in this life you live, you only have one life to live.
Yeah.
Do as much as you can until you feel like your legs are going to drop. That's what I say. Even if your legs feel like they're going to drop, don't stop. Like, just smartly work around it, be strategic, and plan everything correctly in a sense of manner where it's going to lead you to big things.
Yeah.
And trust me, don't ever rush for something you want. Let the thing come to you patiently till you know you build it in a smart way.
Well, you want the foundation set before you get sort of like get to the final product. So all the journey, all the hustle, all the hard work is like a foundation to be built up.
Of course.
To that level. So I hear what you're saying on that. On the flip side though, like, because you were talking off camera about like mental health and stuff.
Yes.
How do you balance the two? Because that's a very difficult, like, mental health is a big conversation right now, isn't it? We both watched Halfcast, and then we talked about Rashid on Link Up TV. He talked about it in depth.
And I don't know if you saw my friend, Amaru on TV. He done that interview with C1.
Yeah.
Shout out Maru, man. Always does some dope interviews with a lot of good people.
Yeah, he's got a really good channel.
Yeah, so shout out Maru as well. Like the whole thing, and even shout out Rashid, man. Like I feel like Rashid spoke on 1,000 people that couldn't speak their problems.
Yeah.
And it was so good because you needed someone like that who's a CEO and an entrepreneur to express that life in a way where everyone thinks we have certain ways of living in that lifestyle, that we have everything easy to us, which isn't.
Yeah.
So balancing the two is a mental challenge because obviously I come from a background of hard working, family, like a hard working Arab family. Yeah. Especially like they come from a very, very like crazy country, which is Iraq. Yeah. And obviously Iraq is a very historical country filled with like, it's known to be the ancient city of Babylon. Yeah. Hardworking people, the founders of technology and mathematics. Yeah. So I get my inspiration mainly from my dad because my dad has been in the army against Saddam Hussein. He's seen everything. He came here in the 80s as an asylum seeker alongside my mum. Yeah. So them two have seen and suffered like a lot. Yeah. And I remember, even though like in Asian and how should I say, Black Afro-Caribbean families, they don't like us to get in the creative world. They always say like, no, you got to do lawyer, you got to be a lawyer, you got to be a dentist. All of this type of expectations within their own desires. Yeah. And then balancing that whole two was interesting because I feel like my parents were the biggest obstacle at first because I had to say to them, like, look, just trust me on this one. It's all going to develop nicely. Just let me do my thing in my own space and then I'll show you what's good. So even through the tough times in life, man, like, I'm not going to lie, bro, there's been times where I've mentally been down, felt alone. It's a dark place to be at, honestly. Like, people might be thinking, because I've done some speaking about depression, like on Insta and that. Like, I don't want my followers to think I'm only doing it because of the clout. No, like leave that out, man. Like, I'm not here for popularity chasing and that. Like, I got into this game because I want to inspire the next generation. And I want to become the first British Arab photographer to be on the Forbes under 30s. And to become one of those 17% of Arabs in the creative scene to be one of the most well-known in this country and break the whole stereotype barrier. Yeah. That's what my goals are. And I feel like those goals assist me to break down my depression. Yeah. Because there's been times where I've been in dark places and I feel like I've been alone and I feel like I've made losses. I've done so much for so many people. Yeah. And they just disappear on you. Yeah. And there's been times where I feel like I wanted to quit everything, delete everything on my social media, wipe up my whole hard drive. Like, insanity at its finest, let's just say. And then, I don't know, man, like, the whole depression thing, like, it's very nuts. There's so much causes to it that I feel like when you're working too hard and certain things don't go your way, you suffer from it.
Well, yeah, because your mind needs that positive reinforcement every once in a while
Exactly.
to keep you going. And if you're not getting that at all, then you start to realize you feel like you're hitting a brick wall.
Yeah, and that's for sure what you're saying. And I feel like how I battle depression, or how I'm battling it currently, is like this. Never be afraid to like go out there and do something different in life. Go out there, change someone's life differently, inspire someone else. And also, I felt like me going to gym was one of my biggest remedies for it. I feel like when you're in the gym, instead of like doing smoking and all that nonsense, I feel like with gym it's helped me, because it's when you're in the gym, it's like you against the world.
Yeah.
Because your mentality is survive the fittest. You want to physically look better. You want to physically look better on the mirror. Mentally be stronger. You want to be tough. You want to be, the alpha male of everything. That's how my mentality is in the gym. I feel like with gym, it's helped me fend it off at times.
Yeah.
And it's one of my biggest, how should I say, fun activities that I do spare time.
But it's like therapy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a mental therapy, let's just say. You're in that transition and you're in that, how shall I say, you're undergoing the whole aspect of it.
Yeah.
As I said, you against the world type of thing. And I feel like you're against your alter ego. Yeah. Like you see your alter ego in the mirror and you're battling against it. Like my alter ego would be my depressive state. That's how I see it. And myself is the tough Zek. The Zek everyone knows to be like, who works hard 24/7. Who's at every show that is beneficial to the culture. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, man, like to everyone out there, like do some activities like for your health. Like health is wealth. And you only live this life once. Serious thing. Like it's a scary life. Like you can be gone any time of the day. Like on my life. And it's just scary, like to have those feelings around you, surrounding you consciously and unconsciously. It's all scary, because especially depression, I think like there's been a statistic based on it. I think like 67% of creatives in the UK suffer heavily from it, especially males.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's insanity. Like that's insanity, as I say. But as I said, man, like with depression, you're never alone. Like never afraid to speak to someone, because there's people who've been there and been through that situation.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
I feel like when you have someone giving you an extra shoulder hand,
it helps so much.
That's what I'm saying.
So much. Just to bounce that conversation off someone.
And I'm not gonna lie, like shout out to certain people that have helped me, been there, like especially like my Nathan. Nathan's been there for me at times. He's like to me, bro, you can't be doing those nonsense.
Yeah.
Shout out to like a lot of people that have just given me like aid and assistance on it.
Yeah.
Because at times, like when I was suffering from that whole thing, I didn't want to speak to anyone.
Of course, because like, you want to shut it down and close yourself into like your own little cocoon.
Yeah, and it's just the mental balance of it. Like as I said, like with depression, it's about like you got your family problems as well. You got stuff you need to get paid for. You need to make a living out of your career.
Yeah.
But sometimes things ain't going right in your career. You don't really get the jobs in 1 month. A month later, you get like 6 jobs.
Yeah.
Like the consistency, like it's about the consistency within your job as well. Like, and the competition, like how do you mentally battle against the competition in the industry and the game?
Yeah.
This is the whole thing. And I feel like people don't really acknowledge that till later on in life, when you're getting out there, your work is getting better and people start to know you more. And I feel like that's the whole outcome of it and the perspective I say in depression and mental health. And I just say like to everyone, just keep yourself to yourself and just be real, like be expressive to people and just let people know like you're not afraid to speak to anyone about your problems.
You shouldn't be.
Because you shouldn't be stuck in your own dark world. Let's just say I'll call it an underworld of dark thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And everything that you feel like that's sucking you down.
Yeah.
To like a black hole.
Yeah.
That's what I see it.
Yeah.
Like as a personification. But yeah, man, just anyone out here, man, just be real, like just be open, like we're all here to help one another.
Get help and stuff as well.
Like, see a counselor, like
do what you need to do.
Like I feel like seeing a psychiatrist and all these things are beneficial as well.
Well, because there was a point in time when it was like taboo where you wouldn't go and see a counselor because it was weak. But you've got to the point in life where like you need to do what you need to do.
Yeah, it's like a rendezvous. It's like a rendezvous. So you consciously think you don't really need someone's expertise or actual thoughts to say you're they're right on this because you feel like you're the only person who's right within your own sights. Do you know what I mean? But
you need that fresh perspective sometimes.
Exactly. You don't ever know that person you've never spoken into in life, who you've spoken to the first time, can have a better perspective than you would ever know in life.
That's true.
Shocking how the world psychologically is and how crazy it can be in a good way.
There's always someone who's been there. That the world's too big a place. There's always someone who's been in that spot where you've been there. So if you start finding that person, having that conversation, and they can help you get out of that situation.
For sure. And especially like in the creative scene, man. Creative scene, even not just the creative scene, like the academic, finance industry as well. Like people that do like anything like a day-to-day job, even a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Human beings suffer from it as a contagious way because it's just the mental aspect of it is battling against what you want, the demands of it, especially like trying to win certain things in life that that you want in your own way to be resolved.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. Like it all depends on as well, like the background you come from.
Yeah.
And the situations that have occurred in your life in the past. So yeah, man, like everyone thinks, as I say, like similar to what Rashid and I've said, like we're just normal creatives. Like we don't live this glamorous lifestyle. Just because we're celebrities, that doesn't mean we live this glamorous lifestyle where, like, oh, I've met this person because it's made me become this person and I've gone clear.
Well, you're having to work. I always see you have to work a little bit harder than everyone else.
This is what I'm saying.
Because you're a freelancer, which means your hours aren't set from 9 to 5. Your hours are whenever the work comes in.
And an example is, so as I said to you about the whole like glamorous lifestyle thing, bro, wireless.
Yeah.
I did wireless festival for the first time this year.
Yeah, I saw some of the shots, quality shots.
Sick festival, everything. The people are like, oh my god, wireless festival, like you're gonna get shots of everyone. Bro, after wireless, you go back to your normal self.
That's true. It's only 3 days.
And people don't, and this is what I'm saying. Like, people don't see that at times.
Yeah.
It's like when something big happens, you're going back to square one.
Yeah.
Work and gain opportunities again.
Yeah.
So it's like a what do you call it? It's like a ongoing cycle.
Yeah.
So you got to simultaneously just keep going, keep working hard.
Yeah.
And as myself as a freelance, it's quite crazy because freelance life, you can't really balance things from time to time.
No.
And it's unpredictable. It's a very unpredictable life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you could get a job, so in this day, you could get a job where someone calls you at 1 p.m. They're like, yeah, I need it at 5 p.m. for another job.
And you got to commit to that.
And this is what I mean. And it's up to you how you treat your freelance life. Freelance life is good because you dictate the way you want things to happen.
Yeah.
And also like what makes sense for you and what doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it can be so inconsistent. It's so competitive. Like everyone's a freelancer nowadays.
That's true. That is very true.
And it's just, you got to play the freelance game in a strategic way. Strategy is your best weapon. Very, very, very good weapon. And I'll tell you why it's a good weapon. So let me give you an understanding on it. So you know about Sun Tzu. They're one of the greatest war strategists ever to live in like the history of war. So obviously the art of war itself gives a brief example of strategy. So let's just put it this way. You have an army of 10,000 men against an army of 100,000 men. How does an army of 10,000 men strategically beat that army of 100,000?
It's a very difficult task. I don't know. Like
simple. And this is what Sun Tzu broke down with. Get a group of 2,000 fire archers, fire at will, creates a band of firewalls where it breaks down communication between the lieutenants and the commanders of that 100,000 army.
They're getting split up.
Exactly. Get another, get another unit of 2,500 soldiers as an ambush unit. Ambush the soldiers bit by bit.
Yeah.
and then take down each commander that you see as the threat or someone who dictates the state of mind towards the army to go to war.
Yeah.
And then after that, it all comes to sense where you get the rest of the people, where you see the morality of that other army being broken down and they're losing a lot of men,
Yeah.
and they don't know where the enemy is on site. You ambush them and you invade the territory without being caught. Let's just say, like, you come in ways where you could come from 1/4 of an exit or a pathway to another fourth. And back in the days, like Sun Tzu said, like back in the Chinese wars, back in China, they used to have fire archers.
Yeah.
They were like profound for like to do they were like one of the first people in the world to like throw rocks up over mountains and that.
Yeah.
And it would create like a crazy hazard of like deaths, where the enemy would have to like fall back and retreat.
Yeah.
And that's how Sun Tzu broke that power of strategy down.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you correlate that towards your creative instincts, strategy is a very good fundamental weapon when it comes to like anything you do. And I feel like that's what helps me in the freelance world.
Yeah.
Strategically.
You gotta know what jobs to take, what jobs. Sometimes you have to pick between two jobs. You have to see what job's gonna be most.
And you have to take a risk. Like as Shaylin was said, the risk is proof. What risk do you take? Do you take a job that's massive, gets you lots of exposure, but there's no money to it? Or do you take a job that's like a wedding, that's like £600-700?
There's how much you're gonna get off, and that's like a one-off thing where you can't really get the risk.
And this is the thing, it's your choices and the risk you take. And as I said, strategy is a very fundamental weapon to have.
That is very true.
Very, very good weapon to have. And I feel like for those out there, read up The Art of War, one of the most like well-known books in the world. Obviously, even like briefly read about who Sun Tzu was and the Tzu family. All the people, the members of the family, were strategic people.
Yeah.
And I recommend all of you lot to watch that.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely get that read. But we talk about your creative, and we talk about the fact you're a photographer and you film and stuff. How did you hone your craft?
How did I hone it?
So like for photography, they'll sometimes say, "Oh, go out, take a picture of this thing, come back, edit it, retake the photo."
Right.
How did you hone your craft?
So before I got into the whole photography, like when I was getting into the photography game, let's just say 3-4 months into it, I looked at a lot of music photographers.
Yeah.
One of the first 3 or 4 music photographers I looked at was Ashley Verse and Vicky Grout. Big shout out to Ashley. Like Ashley's a very, very down to earth guy.
Yeah.
Hardworking, one of the most like sickest photographers out there. Same with Vicky as well. And then I was just observing their style of way, and then I kind of transcended their inspiration of work towards my own original way of work. And I just kept experimenting, and then I met more photographers who were like more better and higher in the game, had better editing skills. And then obviously I met my friend Nifty as well, who's a very awesome photographer. Yeah. Nifty's a very like sick photographer. And who else as well? Mabdul as well. Mabdul, crazy sick. And then I remember them two were like telling me, bro, like you need to edit on Lightroom. Lightroom gives you the option to make filters look sick on presets. This is how you color correct. This is how you tone your curves and everything in terms of the lighting, the darks, the lights, the highlights of the photo. Yeah. They'll giving me like some common stuff to know and to understand the functions of editing. Yeah. So I saw the benefits of it and I was like, whoa. Like a crazy simple edit with those functions like that can make your photo look 10 times better than rather over editing it. Yeah, that's good. So I feel like them lot have definitely given me some assistance, and that's a big shout out to all of them. And yeah, man, just even myself, like experimenting and observing. Yeah, it helps a lot, and it hones your skills to a further level where you become more self-developed in your way of creativity. And you become better in terms of like, how should I say, angle, perspective, composition,
shots, lighting,
what lenses you need, the lighting, how does light create a mood throughout the shoot, the concept and the theme of it. Yeah. Like you need to make sure something's exciting with a shoot. Yeah. It can't be just dead and simple where, you just go there, shoot.
Yeah.
Like I used to do that, but test shots used to help me a lot. Like I used to do a lot of test shoots of a lot of like good models, and they used to like give me some assistance of like how to shoot them and that.
That's a smart move though, because people don't see the benefit of doing like a test shoot or getting someone to use.
I mean, there is a lot of them that do, but they don't really like
test.
No, not test. They don't. How should I say? Analyze what you call it, the pros and cons of it after.
Yeah.
Like, how can you do this? How can you do that?
Yeah. So they don't break it down after.
Till they fully know they're ready to go for proper clientele work.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man. Like, always hone your skills, be experimental, just keep learning and observing.
Yeah.
And like, be original. Like, for God's sake, I see so many photographers, upcoming photographers, who just don't stick to the original way of photography and their own style of editing.
What do you mean by original?
Like,
from how they started?
A lot of people copy each other's work nowadays. And it's very, very shambolic. Like, very shambolic. But if that's your way of like how you want to work, cool. Like, I can't change that.
But then how do you stand out with your photography now?
But this is what I'm saying. When people look at my work, people are like, that's a Zek Snaps edit. That's a Zek Snaps edit. Oh my God, Zek took this photo. People can tell by the style of photo you take and the edit.
Okay.
And it's all about how you take your shots, how you do it. Like, for example, Ashley Verse is very well known for like bright and very like alluring colors. But what stands out is his close-ups, and his close-ups look clean and sharp. And it's nuts. And that's what his style is based on.
Yeah.
And he's been well known for that. So likewise with myself, I've been well known to do my way of style of edits. Like, I'm a very versatile person when it comes to editing. Like, I go for different ways of styles. I don't stick to one preset.
Yeah.
Like certain photographers do. Like, certain photographers will choose 1, 3 or 4 presets.
Yeah.
And they will do that. But everyone nowadays on Instagram try to proclaim that they're a photographer. So that till you really know, do you understand the terminology, what photography is?
Yeah.
Like, do you only do it on Instagram for popularity, on clout chasing? Or do you actually love it?
Yeah.
As a lifestyle?
Yeah.
And because you want to change and inspire. So there's 2 ways in it, and you got to think about that.
Well, that's the thing now. With social, the thing is, I don't like to have the social media arguing, but the thing with social media is that it creates a lot of fakes. So like, because it's about the life you want to put out.
Yeah.
Or like, it depends on your perspective of how you're using it. So
yeah,
you use it and you're using it as a platform to like show your work, but also to connect with people and to show love.
This is it. And I don't use my work as a way to feel like, yeah, I'm here for myself to make sure I get, like, I've got 11.1k followers, but that still doesn't mean nothing to me. Like, what means something to me is the people and the people that support you, that show you love.
Yeah.
That's what means to me a lot. And the people that are inspired by your work, or the people that I look up to, like your work.
Yeah.
That's what makes my day.
Yeah.
I'd see my work in publications, on media outlets and everything like that. That's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And as long as I can make a client's face smile,
then you've done your job.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But in a way where it's still very arty and very creative.
Yeah.
And you don't fall back to square one just because of the money or the type of thing. You do it because you have to balance creativity with the earning of what you get.
Yeah.
So that's what I should say, like, in terms of that whole agenda.
Yeah. So
Alright,
cool. Who are your favourite artists in the game right now?
To be fair, I like a lot of them. I can't really choose, but I mess with Young Bane heavy. I like Malik Berry. Malik is very sick. Kojo, of course, is sick. I like who else as well did I say? Big Tobes.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, Tobes is quite talented. Dave is one of my favourites. I think Dave and who else as well? Avelino.
I love Avelino.
Av's lyricism is just
it's insane. I love that guy.
Av is so sick. My boy Lancey Foe. Lancey is very like stylish, different as well. Who else? Octavian, as I said.
Yeah.
House of Pharaohs as well. Like, their energy on shows is
quality,
crazy. They remind you of thinking like you're in show with ASAP Mob.
Are you serious? That's some energy. Oh, I get sounds insane, man.
Yeah,
sounds insane.
Trust
man.
me. And there's a lot more, man. Suspects as well. I like, but there's a lot of more artists that I like.
I hear you on that, man. So, I guess we're in the back end of 2018 now. What's next for you?
Next for me is to release a few projects. Do an exhibition, by the way, did the
Oh, quality.
I want to see what I can do with that, and just go, my friend Q, on like a couple school workshops and that.
Yeah.
That will be wicked. And I want to do like a fundraising thing for like mental health as well.
Yeah.
But through like photography and filming. I feel like that could be very, very like powerful.
Yeah.
Depends how I structure it. Depends how I make it happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, man, that's it for now.
Well, I'd love to be, because I've seen your shots and like seen what you've done. Like, I'd love to be at that exhibition just to check out some of your stuff, man.
No, definitely, for sure.
But you know, it's been a pleasure.
No, absolutely.
Thanks for coming through, man.
Nice.
Guys, like, comment, subscribe for Eightseven.co. Check out Zek Snaps on Instagram.
Zek.snaps, Instagram. I mainly use that. You know, you can see all your favorite artists on there, everything. Follow me, follow the journey. Absolute pleasure. If you're an upcoming creative as well, give me a direct message. Talk to me if you want to know anything about the game, anything creative as well, like in terms of, you know, equipment. I'm here, man.